Hey, holy shit. I'm live on YouTube. I thought only famous people could do this. Turns out I just didn't push the button. I love that. I really thought you had to be like famous. Be able to use your like, not famous, but like numbers on the other end of the button famous, Anyway, today I have been talking about kind of a weird, uncomfortable space, like that space right where you've recognized something that you no longer want, or that you flat out know you don't want, you never wanted, or that you're living that you're kind of over, or whatever it is. There's something that is not wanted right in your face. And now, earlier in another video, we were talking about sleep and why allowing sleep to come and be there is important, because it gives us a chance to let the momentum stop. All of your attracting stops when you sleep. And it gives you a chance to just stop emitting a frequency and attracting to you, which is really, really, really in a space of wanting to change your experience. And especially when you're like having a hard day or a bad day, or you're in a bad moment, or like a bad loop, whatever it is that you call that, when you've found something that is just not happy anymore, whether it's like work or, relationship, physical thing in your body, whatever, money, it doesn't really matter. Anything that doesn't feel good anymore is going to make you feel uncomfortable, or like you're going to notice that. So now you've noticed it, you recognize, okay, I just don't want it that way anymore. Or you know exactly what you want. Whatever that is, that's good to hold in the mind's eye. And then your next goal to get to there would kind of be to just like keep yourself happy. And that's where I wanted to sort of start segueing in what we were talking about today in our, come on in, babe, in our home yoga session. This also happens to be like the anniversary of when I started teaching yoga to like humans outside of my very, very, very small, like in the house, but like outside to the pool and, places like that. Can you come inside? And so it's funny that I'm in a space now where I'm at, where it's like, not only are we re-emerging from like coronavirus stuff, but I'm also like a brand new single mom to 3 kids. And my 10-year wedding anniversary would have been tomorrow. So it's a big shift for me as a person, which means there's a lot of momentum to sort of soothe, and a lot of things that are going to take some time to find comfort and places to be for all of us involved, So for me, it's where I found trouble yesterday. So the day before, we were having a really good day. And yesterday I tried to like cram all these extra things, because in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is easy. And I way overdid it. And I ended up getting back into that same feeling of no control over my experience, feeling like the victim, and creating a whole bunch of things I didn't want, like not feeling like I was parenting the way that I want to, not feeling like anything. I was just unhappy. I kind of, not what I want to do. So anyway, long story short, sleep. I knew sleep would give me the break I needed. I knew I needed to stop attracting. So I got lots of sleep. Elias, could you stop, please? Would you help him get his thing for a moment? Mm-hmm. Go with Chloe. She's going to help you for a minute. Okay? Can I have that and you go with Chloe? Okay. Thank you. So there's a lot of things to sort of change gears with, when you're changing your life, when you're starting a brand new practice, like a personal yoga practice. Morning, my one friend said, she's like, I'm starting from like bare bones here. So I kind of wanted to like introduce it to her the way that I would have appreciated kind of hearing it myself, from a person who didn't feel like she had a yoga body. I didn't know the terms the way that I do now. But so, you know what I mean? So going into it, even with a very wonderful teacher, at any rate, not knowing, you just don't know, Oh God, I love Diet Coke. So then I wanted to talk about, okay, now here's how we approach it. Like the go slow, let the momentum build. Let your body just start finding the new movements. Set a goal, like we were talking, just about moving the spine in the different directions. Just doing that each morning, with breath. Just a little bit of that each morning, and then maybe while sitting or standing, and start working and playing with that throughout the day. Kind of take one thing that's sort of accessible and easy enough to do, like no matter where you're, not that you could maybe do all of that wherever you are, sitting, standing, or in the car, but there's lots of things that we can do, with different planes when we're standing or sitting, or, and especially if we're finding our space in a loop where we want to complain or get lost in negative fear, worry, anxiety. It's really, really, really helpful to sometimes just tune in to your spine, or tune into your toes and press into the earth or the ground, or even through your shoes. That can really help pull you out of your head and into the now, where right now, not that's happening. When you're worrying about something, you're not in the now. When you're not in the now, you're just throwing your power out of the window. You're literally almost conjuring what you're worrying about, while just leaving the floodgates open to just be like, whatever experience comes your way by whatever other human is probably walking around not paying attention to what they're creating. That's how we kind of live. We all walk around in our mind and we're on autopilot. And what I want to suggest, what I want to offer, when I talk about today with starting the home yoga practice, like your personal practice, where it's just time to be on the mat, move your body, let that kind of experiment, feel into different spaces, give yourself permission to sit there and do nothing. And then just, give yourself time to play and learn and move and build strength, build curiosity, and then start to connect with yourself, start to make and bind and create a real relationship with yourself and your higher power, so that you can summons these still peaceful, powerful moments, practices, and tools out in the world when things aren't that, when it feels like it's all hard, or when you feel like you're living in a situation that's not serving you anymore, no matter what that means, whether you're just not happy, it's not enough money, the place is too small, the body is not feeling well, whatever it is. It's boring, it's unstimulating, like with work stuff, whatever it is. Like our being, our stream of consciousness came into each body to just have its own experience. And what we're thinking individually matters. Our thoughts are literally big parts of what we're seeing in our day. Our thoughts are kind of telling our brain, this is what's going to happen. Ta-da! And depending on where we are with creation, with how we feel about it, when we feel good, things happen and it's fun about it. When we feel bad, it's like, oh, I knew that was coming. When it's good, it's like, oh, yay. When you're open and exciting and appreciating, you're allowing energy that's like supporting all of the dreams of yourself and your highest vibration. And when you're conjuring like straight up, I don't want, all you're doing is focusing on that right there thing you don't want. Thank God for all of us, we can't pick exactly what we don't want, because, a lot of times we knew it was going to happen, but our mind made it way worse. Even when it's shitty, it was way worse in our head. We just luckily didn't create it exactly that way in our experience. And sometimes it takes a long time to be away from a hard place to find any of that. Sometimes you just got to really be angry for a while. But if you're ready, when you're ready to start that new momentum, all you got to do is just, try to find the appreciation. I appreciate this uncomfortable space for showing you what I want. And however you talk to your source, your God source, your higher power, your universe, your intuition, your guidance, your angels, whatever you call that when you pray, just tell yourself, Also, start to consider a self and self relationship, self and self. Like, I know you guys see me say the big me. Everyone has a big me. That's kind of like my normal words, my playful words for like saying God and universe and kind of like summing it down. But everyone has a human and a big me. If we didn't have a big me, we wouldn't be walking around. So, um, and the happier you are, the more you're letting your big you live through you as a human. That's what we really came to do. Like as a creature. I know that word's weird. I'm working on all that. I'm working on not feeling weird when I say it because I want it to be like as a being. But then I feel like I'm calling us aliens. But then that's like, we're not aliens. Anyway, the point is we get to have a thinking mind because that was what the universe wanted to do with us. The universe wanted us to come, use all these cool body parts and the senses, and then our mind, our thinking mind and our creating mind and our bodily functions. Oh yeah. And kind of like, boom, give it to itself in this form. Like God can feel and do it all without even doing anything, but getting to be a person and say, oh, I like this. And feeling yourself work toward that and feeling the satisfaction. I feel, oh, now I would like this. And working there and feeling that satisfaction. And getting on a loop where letting yourself, right words, do that over and over and over again. And then starting letting it ripple into all of it. First, maybe it's about just not being unhappy. For me, it was just not being so angry. And I had to stop drinking so much really quick. I was pregnant. Surprise. Very big surprise. Not happy surprise. So I needed to like change things really quickly. Kind of like now. I needed a fucking what is it when they throw the float out in the water? I needed a life raft, And thank God, which is why it's now. It couldn't have been now if it wasn't for what I've learned and what I've built between myself and the mat. And giving myself the space to fall apart and pick myself back up again. And letting myself find my voice as a teacher so that I can do what I wanted to do all along. And I just didn't believe in myself until now. And I can help other people find that same power, whatever it is. And maybe first it's just not being so angry. Or maybe first it's just feeling like they want to be in the room and not feel so like nervous to talk, Or just, not even wanting to like, I know before I would be like so awkward in my body, especially when I was heavier, when I was younger. Like I would just kind of get primped up to a certain degree and just be like, oh God, no, don't do anything. Don't get too far out of line. It was very much a staying in my lane kind of feeling, no matter where I was. Like I emotionally set myself up so I could go behave, so that I was accepted by all the people that I wanted to be accepted by, whether it was at work or in social or whatever it was. I constantly was shifting to feel better in that space, and it kept taking me farther away from my space until it just got to a part where I didn't want to be in any of the spaces anymore. So that's why I came to yoga first. And then, the happy accidents just started pouring out of my butthole. Sometimes literally and figuratively, whatever, we all poo. I don't know how we always get here, but we do. And thank God, because I really like being funny and silly. And I also have to go check on my funnies and sillies because I am here. They're here and the quiet time is over. And I've had a really happy quiet time today. And I'm not going to get too far away and try to tell the whole story. I was going to talk about other stuff and I'm not getting there. But I'm going to share the other video I did. And tomorrow I'll talk more. And it's okay, because I think this is the way it's supposed to be. Letting it come little by little. Not rushing myself. Not rushing my family. Not rushing my work. Keeping my heart happy and positive. And letting it all unfold just as it will, because that's what we do now. I don't just walk around opening up myself for anybody to just toss their shit in my pile, But I don't have to walk around with a chip on my shoulder anymore either. I just tune myself, take care of my vibration, and run the show from here as much as I can with the openness of, please God, be there. I need your help, dude. Big me, you're up like a motherfucker. Once you get it rolling, the human wants to play, but apparently I'm not there yet because the human still feels very close to the other momentum, and I need a whole lot more of my spiritual work right now. Thank God for yoga, and for my family, and for love, and for change, and for the moon, and for momentum, and for appreciation. Tomorrow's Thankful Thursday. Tomorrow's just going to make it all better, and Friday I'm in love again, and everything is fine. Next week I'm going to be a different person, and I know that. This week it's just hard because it's so slow, but it's so quick in my head, and I want to run, and then I fall, and then I feel angry, and then I kind of stub myself like momentum wise, and then I beat myself up, and I'm not going to do that loop anymore because I see it, and I'm just noticing that. So I'm giving myself all the time I need to be slow. I'm not going to send crazy emails. I'm not going to call all the people and say I need all of the things. I'm not going to go look for crazy jobs or take on 30,000 daycare clients. I'm not going to go do 30,000 yoga classes. I'm not going to do anything to hurt my body or to change my body. Even when it doesn't feel good, I'm just going to notice. I'm going to appreciate this is a learning space, and it's a change. And each time I notice it, it does feel a little easier. And I can just breathe. Because that's always here. And that is connected to this, the big me. And when I can't really do that good as a human, big me's got my back. Whatever that's called for us, for your God or whatever. If it's tissue, call it tissue. Whatever it is to hold you, give yourself that from yourself. That's really something that helps us through it all and gives us at least the very first, if not the biggest part of our control and power in creating. So I'm going to go because it's really quiet. Wow, that's amazing. It's only the third Wednesday. Oh, and I got to get an address for later. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. I'm remembering it all, and I'm not frantic. And it's so early. I just thought it was like 5. It's only 2:45. Because I'm doing everything on the time that I kind of wanted to, and I'm not pressing any of it. And I got into my bridge pose. Wheel pose. I can't do names. Names, numbers, all that. What is that like? I just not talking. Okay, I'm gonna go not talk to my kids. I'll probably talk to them for a little while. But we play. See ya.